to financial side. We are looking for it all. Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome back to Tears to Purpose Real Talk, and I am one of your hosts, Elder Lakia Barnett, and
Mrs. Hubbard. As usual, thank you for coming back. We enjoy you all.
Welcome back. All right, you guys. So we are excited as always. We're on the last show of the month, y'all. It's about to be October. Literally Saturday.
Yeah.
Well, anywho, do what you always do for us and like, tag, and share down your timeline and let somebody know that we are on right now. Okay. And we have an awesome show, awesome guest. Miss Tanisha Shanae will be talking to us, the strategist, the author, the inspirational speaker, all that good stuff mixed up in a good old bowl like gumbo. Like she's just a mixture of everything, right? So we want to get to know her and we're going to get all in her business and find out what she's been doing and where she's headed. But in just a moment. So we are going to go to our first clip of the night, which is one of my favorite movies, Proverbs 31. Check this out.
Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above all rubies. What woman in their right mind can honestly live up to these ridiculous standards? Certainly not this one.
Who can find a virtuous woman? See, I thought I was one. So, how did we get here?
Once you put anything before God, all hell breaks loose.
Oh, don't check me.
All right, that's enough.
You ready?
Go on in there. Cry to God.
Are you okay?
Yeah, why wouldn't I be?
We have to be that man in order for them to be that woman.
Tell me you didn't just gamble away all my money, Anthony.
God saved Ant's life.
Please help me through this.
What if you were already the husband I needed? Excuse you.
I'm sorry.
Say it again.
But why did Aunt do nothing about it?
Trust me, Aunt's gonna take care of that.
I just want you to see what you got to look forward to.
What a waste of time.
You doing? Move.
Hey.
I'm angry at myself for allowing you to change me into this monster.
This is your mess. You clean it up.
You made this bed, now you sleep in it.
Are you gonna leave? Or do I need to shoot you in your knee?
Who can find a virtuous woman?
Who can find a virtuous woman?
For her price is far above all rubies.
The heart of her husband will trust in her,
so that he shall have no need of sport.
She do him good all the days of her life.
Great.
All right. So yes, go check it out. Proverbs 31. It's on Tubi and Amazon Prime if you have not seen it already. Now, first of all, we got to say happy birthday to Tammy Thomas.
Happy birthday, Tammy. I pray you had an awesome day.
Yes. So she is one of our own. Y'all know her. She's a bona fide actress and monologuer, skits, poet. Okay. Mama. She's everything. Okay. And we love her to pieces. So we wanted to say happy birthday to her. We hope you are enjoying yourself, Tammy. Make sure that you are putting hearts and happy birthdays all down the timeline for Tammy. Okay.
Yes.
Happy birthday, Tammy.
Yes. Happy birthday.
And also, as well, let's get some information out to you guys really, really quick so that you don't forget, because you need to mark your calendars to know what Tears to Purpose is up to, right? So first up, we have Denim and Diamond happening this Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's a virtual affair, so please come with your denim and your diamond on, okay? So you still have time to purchase your tickets. It's only $10. We'll purchase your virtual seating. It's only $10. Proceeds will go to Tears to Purpose. So either one of these payment ways you can do it. Please make sure that you email me so you can get the information to the Zoom once you have made your payment. Okay, so we are excited about Miss Amelia Thompson, who will be hosting this phenomenal virtual event this year. You guys are in for a surprise, and don't miss it. Okay.
Exactly.
So the next thing is My Story, God's Glory finale. We are trickling down to the end of our monologue season, and we'll kick back into that season starting in January. But My Story, God's Glory, we are doing another rerun down in Newport News, Virginia. Okay, all these faces you see, you will get a chance to meet them. Okay, powerful women of God. We are excited about this whole thing. So please make sure that you get your tickets. Reach out to Tammy Thomas so that you can purchase your ticket to be in the house. It will be a live recording. So please make sure that you be there or be square. Okay. And it is going to be phenomenal. Can't tell you about the surprises, but you'll see it once you get there. Just come and be a part of this awesome live event. Okay. So next up, all businesses. I know half of y'all that's watching right now is in business, or you know somebody that's in business. So why not be a part of the 2023 Playbill? Okay. Listen. You have a chance to get some exposure for your biz. So if you want to be a part of that, please, it's only $25 if you want to get a spot in the Playbill to be advertising your business, or if you want your own page and you don't want to share your page because you got so many businesses, you're going to need your own page. You might want to get on into that. And that's just $40. That's a steal. It ain't going to stay $40 now, but y'all got to hit me up and get your spot now, okay, before the prices go up. So calling all business spots are limited, and we are moving quickly because we want to make sure this thing is freshly ready by January of 2023 when we start kicking off and moving right along in monologue season. All right. So last but not least, the Delivery Room Monologue Chronicles. Get with it, y'all. Listen. Calling all actresses, actors, poets, painters, dancers, singers, whatever it is you is in the theater arts. We need you. No, you don't have to have no experience. Leave that to us to help you do whatever it is that you do in your gift. But please, all serious people only. And if you are interested, please contact me at sb2dance@gmail.com or inbox me personally on Facebook, and I will send you all the information you need to know about the upcoming monologue season. We have made some major changes for that community. So please, please, please do us a favor and share your gifting with the world and come help us tell stories in this way. Amen. So you guys, listen, get excited because we are bringing up our guest for this evening. Again, her name is Miss Tanisha Shanae. She is an inspirational speaker, an author, a strategist. Listen, this is your time to pick her brain because we about to pick her brain. All right. And she's a woman of God. Bottom line. All right. So introducing to some and introducing to some that don't know her. Welcome to the virtual platform, Miss Tanisha Shanae.
Hello, good evening. Thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you so much for coming and bringing all of your sprinkle. You're just giving so much sprinkle today, and you're wearing green, money green. All right, prosperity. Let's do it. Prosperity. Let's do it. So we are so glad that you said yes to coming on to the show. I'm ecstatic about what you are doing here in the earth, and I think other people need to know about what you are doing as well. So I am going to turn you over to Evangelist Hubbard, and we're going to kick this thing off good.
Okay, perfect.
Welcome again, Miss Shanae. We're so glad that you took the time to come and speak with us today.
Yes, thank you for having me.
You're quite welcome. I'm going to ask you to go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us about your stories.
So my name is Tanisha Shanae. I'm known as Miss Inspiration, and my stories, I have a lot of them. God has definitely brought me through many of my own personal testimonies, and I truly desire to help other people to look at their pain, look at their trials and tribulations, and see
Mhm.
that it is all for purpose. I do have my own coaching program, which is called Healing for Purpose. So we are really looking to help individuals, mainly women, but anyone that is trying to devise a plan so that they can start their healing journey. And as they are working towards identifying what their purpose is and start taking purpose and to do everything with purpose no matter what. I'm also an author. My first book was after my own weight loss journey. In 2012, I found myself at almost 400 pounds, and I
Mm.
decided that it was time for me to take necessary action. And through healthy living and just being intentional in what everything that I was doing, I was able to lose over 140 pounds,
Mm.
and I
Good.
did keep it off for about 6 years, and then life happens. But I am still proud to say that I have at least kept off of 50 pounds since
That's good.
2012.
Okay.
Yes. So that my first book is Transition to a Healthier You, that is still available on Amazon. And I have a lot of different businesses that I have established. I'm also an e-learning specialist and a college professor. So I do work with different institutions and coaching their new faculty as they're preparing to teach online and giving them different strategies so that they
Mhm.
will be able to. So I do have another business called Purposeful Training. Everything I do is with purpose. So um, it's really being intentional and helping them to identify the needs that they desire to utilize in the classroom and even in their own realms, no matter where they're working. So, I'm just really excited to be here tonight and to really just give any insight, knowledge, and resources that someone might need to, as they're either looking to heal, as they're looking to identify their purpose, or just figure out, what does God need for them to do.
Okay. That was a lot. Which is good. There's nothing wrong with that. That's a good thing. So you're a very busy woman.
Yes.
Okay. Busy is good. So why are you known as Miss Inspirational?
So actually, I'm happy you asked that question. So today I met with a faculty member, and a lot of the faculty that I work with, they're coming from the workforce. So they don't have a background in academics. They didn't go to school to become educators. They are now being pulled because they have such excellent resources and experience that the colleges need. So I'm in the process of coaching those faculty members and helping them. And I just speak life into them. I just speak to their gifts, their talents, and let them know that that is enough to get started. Even if you don't know the theories that everyone is taught in the classroom to become educators, you come with a different set of gifts and
Mhm.
talented abilities and adaptability that your students are going to look for. And at the end of that conversation, someone said to me, "Wow, you really are an inspiration." And I laughed. I said, "Well, my nickname is Miss Inspiration," and people started to call me that in like 2015. And I just speak from my own personal experience, and I just,
Okay.
God will sometimes just put words of wisdom. Sometimes it might not be my own personal experiences. It could just be whatever it is that He's placing, and I'll speak
Yeah.
it, and I'll just be honest and true. And when people walk away from me, they tend to say, "You're such an inspiration." So it's just something that's just naturally in me, and I love it. And sometimes, even when I don't feel like being interactive, when I'm pushed and I'm called to, I do it, and I'm happy to inspire someone to take the next step or to just change their mindset that from the impossible to it is possible.
Yes. That's good. And you know that obedience,
Yes.
that's the best thing. I mean, when you, like you say, you may not feel like it sometime,
Yes.
but if you obedient, because you never know what other people may be going through. And
Absolutely.
so, I've been through an experience and I was going through some stuff, and this girl came on my job, and she just smiled, and she don't know how much I needed that, just to smile.
Yes.
So you never know what a person may need. So if you be obedient, you're
Yeah.
going to be good.
And that's something that I've definitely learned. I've learned too when I hear that, send that message to someone, walk left and even though you normally go right, I won't understand in my own flesh.
Right.
But I always realize that God is sending me that way because there's someone out there that needs it. And I
That's
have
true.
many times where I have wanted to give up, I don't want to be Miss Inspiration, especially after I had gained the weight. I was just like, nobody's gonna listen to me. Like I failed in my own test and people still were reaching out to me. And one
Mm-hmm.
time I just got this feeling to send a text message for a few people, random
Mm-hmm.
people, somebody I didn't even know. And I
Right.
remember getting a phone call from my mother, and she said, "What did you say to so and so?" Because it was her coworker, and I was
Uh-huh.
like, "Why?" And she said, "Because they said that you sent them this message, and they were actually on the bed thinking about committing suicide when your message came." And
Wow.
I was like, wow. And I always remember that when I do decide things, like when I feel that feeling of wanting to give up or, just sitting down and just being quiet, I think about how many people, if I do that, how many people or how many lives could possibly end because
Just
I'm
say
being
that's
quiet
that's right.
and I'm being
Mm-hmm.
selfish because it's something that I
Mm-hmm.
don't want to do. So,
Exactly.
definitely it puts fear in me. So trust me, sometimes I'll log in, I'm like, I'm tired, God, but God is like, speak and speak, and I will just speak until I'm
Mhm.
I'm told stop. And then I'll either get an inbox or I'll look at the comments and I was like, that's why you wanted me to speak at that time.
That's right. That's right. That's why I said that obedience. You don't feel like it, but you don't know what it's going to do for somebody else.
Amen.
So that's a
Yes.
good thing. Just like when you try to tell people about Christ and they don't want to hear, but eventually, they think back later about
Yes.
what you were saying,
Hmm.
and they may come to Christ. But if you hadn't said anything,
That's right. We have to
they wouldn't
drop.
come.
We have to drop those seeds. Sometimes you have to plant
Yes,
those seeds. We may not be
yes.
the ones to water it, but I always
Hmm.
encourage people plant that seed because someone else is going
Yeah.
to come after and is going to
And
water it,
water it, and God will get
and
an increase.
and that's definitely something to be mindful of.
Yes, most definitely. I agree with that totally. So we have to overcome. I'm gonna say we have to overcome ourselves because if you
Yes,
like, you look at self and you be like, I can't do this. No, you can't. But if you be obedient, do what God told you to do, He'll work through you. He'll work that thing out.
yes,
So a lot of stuff we can't do
absolutely.
on our own. Yeah.
Hmm. And
Okay.
I always tell leaders that leaders, sometimes we have to lead, we have to preach. I'm talking to pastors, and it's like you're going through a storm, and you still got to get up there and
Oh
deliver
my
that
God.
message.
Yes.
So yeah, it's not an easy job, but it's
No.
cool.
No, not at all. Not at all. Oh, okay. So let's see. My next question is, how did you overcome some of the obstacles that you've noticed that were in front of you? How'd you overcome them?
So I think the first thing was realizing that it wasn't about me. I realized like after the weight loss journey, I realized that the weight loss journey it was not really my journey. It was for the people that were in the same predicament as me. Now again,
Mhm.
I was almost 400 pounds. I kept getting denied for weight loss surgery. Three times I was denied. No, two times. I'm sorry. And I was about to go back, and I kept hearing God saying no. And I'm like, I knew people that had surgery and they weigh 270, God. I'm almost 400. You keep denying me. But I didn't have any health issues. And so
Mhm.
that showed me there were other people who were also being denied and who were not believing in themselves enough to know that they can make changes as just drinking water. Like some
Mm.
some people, it could be something as simple as that, saying, "All right, it's not that you have a love for junk food, but you need to find a love for the healthier foods." And the more that
Right.
you find that, you start realizing, like, "Well, I actually do like this. This is pretty good for me." And then it went a little bit deeper because as I was going through, that's when the healing started because I was identifying how there were certain foods that I was eating that was actually related to things that was happening in my life. So, perfect example was back in 2012, 2011, I was eating a lot of Wendy's. And I'm talking about 3 o'clock in the morning with Wendy's.
Oh, okay.
And
Wow.
so it wasn't until I realized, is it that I have a love and I have a love for Wendy's, or what is really what's happening that's causing me to want
Yeah.
Wendy's?
Mm-hmm.
I was in an unhealthy, toxic relationship. I'm very boisterous. I speak my mind, but for whatever reason, at that relationship, I did not speak up. I allowed this person to walk all over me. And so instead of me saying something, I would suppress it and I would go get in my car and go to Wendy's. And so when you start doing that 4 or 5 times a week, and you're
Wow.
doing that week after week and month after month, here you are going to quickly get to 400 pounds.
Right. Yeah.
And so it wasn't, I remember God saying to me, so is it that you no longer can eat Wendy's or do you need to get rid of this relationship? And that was the first time, because I was, my past habits was I wouldn't leave relationships, I would stay. I would stay until they left me. And so that was the first time I said, I can't do this. We're not meant for each other. We have to walk away. And that's the first time that I left a relationship and I was able to. And I had lost 30 pounds like
Okay.
right before. And it was that was like the driving force, like it's not food. It's what's happening that's leading us to the food. And I just
That's
slowly by slowly identified all of my triggers. Being angry, anger used to lead me to Chinese food. You know, being depressed was leading me to Wendy's. So when I started to attack my issues and started to be intentional in saying, how do we change this? Then I started to realize my desires for those foods was decreasing. It's not saying that I would never have it again, but now I didn't desire it as much. And that's when I started to help other people and start facing and helping them to be intentional and facing those problem areas in their
yeah.
life that was causing them to have these reactions to certain foods.
Yeah. You have to identify, like you say, what the problem is. I mean,
Yes.
it's a relationship, then hey, get out of it. And if you can't on your own, pray and ask the Lord to help you get out of it, because
Yes.
it can be very unhealthy.
Yes.
So you don't want to stay in that position.
Absolutely.
So yeah. So we always need to think of ourselves instead of the other person, especially if it's doing something that's not good for you.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So tell us about your weight loss book. Um, did you say you had one or two?
So I have my weight loss book
Uh-huh.
that came out in 2014, and then I have a book, Dear Single in Love: 8 Principles for the Woman Waiting for Her God Ordained Purpose Mate.
Okay,
So
hold on.
two
Hold on
different
right
books. Two different-
hold on right there.
okay.
Okay, let's go with the weight loss book first.
Okay.
So, did you write that because of what you went through and you want to encourage others that they
Yeah.
couldn't do it because you did it?
Yes. So I
Okay.
gave them like actual steps. Like there's a part in the book that's actually in the other book too, but about wants and needs. You often hear people say, I need fried chicken, I need soda. And it's
Right.
like, is that really a want or is that a need? So
Exactly. Right.
it's giving them like the same, a lot of these activities and whatever I discussed in the book, I did. And I had to really sit back and say, what do I need? What kind of
Mhm.
foods do I need? And why do I need it?
Right.
Helping them talking about, see, Tammy asks, what made you get out the toxic relationship? I discussed that in my book. I discussed how
Mhm.
and why, I needed to get out that relationship, how it was not helping me to um, be the healthiest person in any version in my life. Not
Mhm.
just in my weight, my mindset wasn't healthy, my spirit wasn't healthy. I had no relationship with God prior to that relationship and while in that relationship. So it really, you know, I just wanted to give people some steps and outline. I even added like some because I was really big into smoothies. I added some smoothies in there just so that they can get an idea as to what they can do and how they can, at the end of that book, start going into your kitchen or to the supermarket and start making those changes right then
Yeah.
and there.
Right. Okay. That's good. I mean, because we need to change our mindset. That our flesh will tell us, will rule us. We don't get into the Bible, talk to God and pray, because you got two. You got the spirit and you got the flesh. Now, which one you gonna follow?
That's it.
So, like I say, if you don't spend that time with the Lord, that flesh will take over.
Absolutely.
So it'll tell you what to eat, where to go, and all. It'll do all that. People
Yeah.
don't. I don't know if people realize that or not, but I'm trying to tell you right now that
It's
flesh
true.
is no good. There's
It's
no good
true.
thing in the flesh, not at all. So you have to always renew your mind. So
Yes. Yes.
that's
Romans 12:2 is actually, that's the scripture that I stand on in everything that I do.
okay. Excellent, excellent. So let's talk about this second book, because I thought that was interesting. 8 principles for a woman waiting on God to send her king.
So I did not want to write that. God gave me this book in 2015, and I was like, I don't want to write this kind of book. But this book, I've realized, the more that I share, I do different readings with women as we go through the book, it's really helping them to understand that there's work that you need to do before God can send that person. And the world will tell us, girl, go out there, meet your man. And it's like, girl, you're not ready. There are certain things that you need to really start identifying before God can send, because you are you're amazing, you're extraordinary where you are today, but you want the best of the best. And so he also wants the best of the best. So in this season, this is why I believe that healing is so important. And when I wrote that book, the 8 principles, we talk about the season of singleness. What does that mean? I think so many people just think that everyone's season of singleness is the same, and it's not.
No.
The second principle is their relationship with God. You want someone to be your purpose mate, so you need to understand and hear, how do I hear God? How do I listen to God? How do I know that this is what God is saying for me? I love chapter 3, the principles of a purpose mate. Chapter 4, we talk about asking God, who is he? Right? So many times we meet someone and we're physically attracted to this person, and we don't realize that God didn't send that person to your life. And then principle 6 talks about living in your purpose. And I think that's the most important part, because you can't expect your purpose mate if you yourself are not living in purpose. Stepping out of the land of familiar, and that's basically going over. Sometimes our person is not in our city, you're not in our country, and unfortunately, they might not be in your country, so you don't know. And then the last principle, which I think is the hardest one, is practicing patience while you're going through this process.
Yes, yes,
So
yes.
every time that I reread that book every year myself, and then I also, like I said, I do readings with women. I'm my own group, and we just go through it. We break it down. God gives me even more revelation sometimes, and I just love listening to what other women are thinking, and they're like, "No, I need someone. Forget those characteristics. I need this." And it's like, if you want God's best,
Okay, you better wait.
put your needs to the side. You need to wait for God's best. And I think that's been helping me in my own journey and being single, because it's like, no, you're not it. No,
Right.
you're not it. God said no.
And
So
the enemy will send an imitation. It
all the
looks
time.
good and all that, but no.
He gonna look good. He
You
gonna
get
have a
into
nice
it,
car. He gonna have a lot of money. He gonna have a
girl.
gorgeous smile, and then
That
you
means
ask
nothing.
God, and God's gonna be like, nope, I did
Exactly.
not. That is not him. Mm-mm. So, yep, it is so
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, you definitely don't go by looks. I'm trying to tell you now. Don't do it. Don't do it.
I've been teaching that a lot lately. And actually, that's the
uh,
one argument that I have with women. They're like, no, like he has to be 6'2". And I'm like, no, he might not be 6'2". The
exactly.
last person that I dated, he is like 5'5", 5'6", and I'm 5'6". And everyone was like, I could never do that. And I was like, why? I said, sometimes God's going to send you that test right before and see if you're going to even, are you going to reject it? Are you going to be open to it? Are you going to explore it? And oftentimes, a lot of women will miss that opportunity because you're so stuck on, height or
What
complexion,
you looking for? Yeah.
and
Right.
it's
Right.
like, I don't know. My husband might be 5'5", but I'm
Yep.
comfortable with that now. I'm
hmm
okay with that now. I won't run from that because I had that
Right.
experience.
Okay. And we need to realize that God is the creator. He created us. He knows us better than we know ourselves. So he knows what you need. He
Amen.
knows who needs to be in your space, to be with you, to be your husband or your wife. He knows all this.
Amen.
So why am I going to disregard God? You don't want to do that.
Exactly.
I'm trying to tell you,
It's
you don't
hard.
want to do that.
It's hard to get that message out, but that's
I
why
know.
I'm always torn. I'm like, oh God, do I need to talk about this book? The book is there, and it's like, no, someone else didn't hear it, or someone needs to hear
Right.
it again.
Again, that's true.
They need to
That's
hear it
true.
again. So this is why when I saw this opportunity, I said, no, I need to step up. I have not been speaking as much as I need to, and I'm thankful that definitely have this opportunity to be here.
Yes, a lot of women needs to hear this and know that there are they're not the only ones. There are other women out there waiting to be married. But you
Yes,
have to continue to wait. If you want God's best, like you said, you got to wait.
wait, heal, and find your purpose. Don't just
Yes,
sit
yes,
and
yes.
wait. That's the problem. I
No,
think
no. No,
society's
sit
giving
down.
us this image, this imitation, this illusion of sitting in your house and you're just sitting around waiting.
Oh, no, we ain't
If
doing that.
he is the Amazon man, he might be the Amazon man. I don't know.
Hey, you
However,
never know.
however, what are you doing in that season?
hmm
What are you working on? What are you trying to? Are you trying to change your mindset? Are you trying to increase your finances? Are you working on your
Right.
credit? You're
Yeah,
working on
we
your
work
health.
on all
Your
that. Yes.
There's so many different things that I want women to do, and men too. While you're
Mhm.
waiting, don't just let this
Yeah.
time be just a time of idle. And you
No,
can
you don't want
say,
to do that.
"Oh, I've been single for 7 years." Being single for a number of years or even months does not equate to healing. It just
Right.
means that you have just been by yourself.
hmm
So I definitely always encourage that. Do the work within yourself and work on your purpose. And if you don't know your purpose, now is the time.
Yeah. Just
Now
ask
is
him.
the
He'll
time.
let you know.
He will.
Oh, yeah.
He'll
He
be
definitely
afraid.
will.
Now, because when you act, always say, don't, if you're not ready, because God's going to tell you
Girl.
something, you're going to be like, wait, what? Trust me, I never thought I would be called in any capacity. And I started asking, like, what's my purpose? And I was like, oh, wait.
I know, right?
I thought I was supposed to just write some books or maybe just be a teacher in the classroom. And he said, no, you're going to be a teacher to millions. And I said,
Mm,
okay. So,
wow.
okay. So, yeah. But be careful about what you ask for, but
I
it
know.
is the best thing ever. I will
Yeah.
tell anyone. Knowing your purpose and operating your purpose gives you so much fulfillment in life.
Amen. Okay, we're going to go on a commercial break right now, so we'll be right back. Y'all stay with us.
The box in the basement. Choose wisely.
All right, we're back. The box in the basement. I'm telling y'all need to go see that. That's a very interesting film. I
I'll
thought it
probably
was
write
good.
that down.
It's good. So we're back with Miss Shanae. And my next question is, what does purpose mean to you?
Purpose means to me what God has called you. He has allowed you to live this time for you to carry out and share with the world.
Mhm.
Um, it's what you're born to do.
Okay. Oh yeah. So ah, that's true. And just before we went on our break, we was talking about different stuff. Well, what I want to say is your purpose. So if you're not ready to know, you better not ask.
No.
Because she's going to come tell you something that you probably don't want to hear.
Yeah.
So you better prepare. And
Absolutely.
yeah, so then when he tells you whatever it is, you just can't sit around and do nothing because you're wasting time.
And not only that, so a lot of people are possibly working and operating in their purpose, but they don't know that yet. And that was me. I was a teacher since 2010, and I didn't know. Like, it's for me, it was just a job that I enjoyed and I knew I was good at, but I didn't know that was my purpose. And until I became, and I see her in the comments, Dr. Bola, that actually was the first person that introduced me to purpose, and that made me go to God and say, okay, what is my purpose? Because see, I thought my purpose was maybe the weight loss journey. I'm going to be the big, well-known weight loss, and God was like, no, that's just a part of your story. Your
Mhm.
purpose is to teach other people to identify their purpose. Like, I'm pretty much like, that's why I'm the strategist, to help other people to identify those skills, talents, and gifts, and then identify what is their purpose. Because it is pretty much two different things. And I think
Mhm.
so many people always think, well, this is my talent, my gift. We have many talents and gifts, right? But we
Yeah.
haven't have one superpower that we're supposed to use that can move mountains and shake up rooms, even if you're not even trying. That's the one
Right.
that I want to help people to identify so that they can start using that and operating their purpose the way God needs them to. And I think that's the hardest part.
Okay. That one will be all right.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, people need to know that. So tell us how to get in contact with you. What are the sources
So,
to get in contact?
my social media is definitely a great way. I'm on Instagram actively on at Tanisha Shanae. So it's my first name and my middle name. Also, my website, tanishashanae.com, is where you can find me. And I have been I've been spending a lot of time on YouTube. So I just broke over to the 1,000 mark and subscribers
Okay.
on YouTube. So definitely,
Congratulations.
thank you. So definitely welcome anyone to go over to Tanisha Shanae on YouTube. I have tons of videos that I've been on YouTube and Facebook recording since 2015. So there's a
Okay.
wealth of information that you can go and just listen to, be inspired, allow God to just move you in a way that He has used me over the years.
Okay. So do you have anything coming up? Any events?
Yes, I do. I actually
Okay.
have a masterclass tomorrow, and I actually just added another date. It is called it's called Live Your Values Every Day. And this is where we're going to three main things. We're going to help you to identify your values in your life. Understand why you need a clear understanding of your core values, and understand how knowing your values will impact your life in every aspect of your life. So that masterclass is tomorrow, September 29th, from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard. And adding the next date will be in 2 weeks. So it will be October 13th, the same time, 6 to 8 p.m. So if you can't make it tomorrow, you will be able to join me live on October 13th, October 13th, 2022.
So is this on Zoom or are you doing it in your hometown or what?
No, it's gonna be live on Zoom, and you'll be able to. I have not gone back into doing things in person, and I am looking to get back out into the world. I work remote, so that's kind of it's still a little bit difficult for me.
Mhm.
But I do want to get back to doing more workshops in person because I think that personal connection is definitely important.
So how do we, if someone wants to join this tomorrow, what would they do?
You can go to
Hmm.
tanishashanae.com/hello, and it will take you straight to the link, and you can register right there on my website.
Is there a fee?
It is $39.
Okay.
So you'll get it's 2 hours of free ebook, and also any worksheets, tools that I will have will be shared at the end with all the participants.
Okay. That sounds good. Very good.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Can you give some encouraging words to someone that may be listening, may be going through, only Lord knows, weight loss, relationships, whatever? Just give us some encouraging words, please.
So right now, what's being placed on my heart is you have everything within you, whatever it is that you need. And I'm really being called to talk about finances. Someone out there needs, you need more money. And you're thinking to yourself, well, the only solution is I need another job or I need a better job. And believe it or not, you already have talent, skills, and abilities that are definitely purposeful and that you can utilize that to um, get the financial increase that you need. When I have gone through, I mean, literally throughout my entire journey, that's part of my testimony is I remember having nothing. And even when you have multiple degrees, a lot of times people have this assumption that just because you're highly educated, you should never be broke. And that's a
Mm.
lie. If you are educated, you can still have broke days, but you're not broke because God gave you something and God is going to always allow you. And oftentimes we sit on that because we don't think that, well, no one is going to buy. When I say I was in school and I got that first school bill working on my PhD, God said, "You got it." And I was drinking smoothies every day. And every day my students were seeing me drink smoothies. So guess what ended up happening?
They start drinking them.
They started buying smoothies from me because
Okay.
they didn't want to make them. So they said, "Can you make it?"
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
said, I had to be open and willing to do that. And
Hmm.
guess what? I didn't have to wait. I didn't have to beg anyone. I didn't have to borrow. I was able to make that money and plus more. So there's often times we go into this lack mindset, and it's you're not in lack. You have so many rich resources that your father has given you, and
Mm.
you have to be willing to see it as that. And you can now you could take it as a side hustle. You could take it as a I always say it could turn into a business.
Yeah.
That's why I always say, as much as people say everyone is not called to be an entrepreneur, I always believe that's not true because God wants us to utilize all of our gifts. So if God gave me 5 gifts, then guess what? Each one of those gifts, I make journals. Look, I'm gonna show you here. I got this journal. I got another journal that's right underneath this laptop. I got journals for days, and you can make them, and you can put them right on Amazon. And no,
Mm.
you might not make $10 per journal, but you will make something. And the more
Yeah.
that you put into it, and you promote it, and you share it with the world, other people are going to now support you. Other people are going to start sowing into you. So you have to be available so that they can sow into you. If you don't make yourself available, no one's going to ever know what you do have, what you can contribute, how can they support you? A
Mhm.
lot of people will want to help, but a lot of people don't just want to give you $50. They would rather say, well, what business do you have? Okay, I want to buy 10 journals. And they would now rather buy the 10 journals and spend $50 than to just give
Mhm.
it to you. So use your gift and allow that to be used. And if you're not sure how am I supposed to do that? Talk to God. But like I said, don't be afraid when He starts to show you, because now other people are going to start either calling you and asking you to use the gift that you have not been using. That's something that always happens when you ask God, well, can you show me how to do it? Next thing you know, you get a phone call, you get a DM. I have had clients in the past that they know how to do hair, and they're like, I need money. They have not advertised. Next thing you know, someone just
Mhm.
asked them, can you do box braids? And they're like, huh? God is answering your prayers, and He's telling your business. Yes, He's going to always tell your business, but he wants you to go into what He has already given to you. So I just want us, don't ever feel defeated. Don't ever feel like, the holidays is coming up, and a lot of times people start thinking, well, I don't have enough. You do have enough. You do have the
Mm.
ability to give to your family, to give to your friends, your children, your community by using those gifts. And if we start supporting one another, this is why I say if we all operate in purpose, on purpose,
Mhm.
as a community, we'll be richer, right?
Right.
Think about the Jews, right? The one thing that I do admire about them is that they will they will go out their house and they will say, "Hey, I need my grass cut," and they know
Mhm.
that Hashby, no offense, down the block, he know how to cut grass. They will go to him, encourage him to cut their grass. They will pay him. Now he
Mhm.
needs to get the supplies. He's going to go to the
Right.
hardware store in that community and now buy the supplies. Their money circulates right there. If we took that
Yes.
same mindset, and all they're doing is operating in their own gifts, that's it. And their gifts is becoming a business. And now here they are. They're all working around six-figure businesses, multiple six-figure businesses each year. So we
Mhm.
have to start taking that same mindset and start encouraging. That's why I encourage people to, before they even get to their purpose, what is your gift? Don't say that you don't have a gift.
Right.
Tonight, I want you to sit down, just get a piece of paper and just start writing. What are my gifts? What am I talented at? Right? I'm giving you a
Mhm.
freebie. This is what I do in one of my workshops. In one column, I want you to write down everything that you're good at, everything that you're good at. And then
Mhm.
I want you to write in another column, everything that people say that you're good at. Pay attention
Okay.
to that column. Because a lot of times your purpose
Yes.
is in that column. What have people always called you for? Don't worry about what you have been paid for, but what
Mhm.
have you been called for? And then the last thing, what do you enjoy doing? Even the things that you're not good at. Because there's a
Mhm.
hidden secret in that one too. And when you look at all the problems, you're gonna start seeing some parallels. See, I say that because
Yeah.
I love singing. I can't sing, but I'm comfortable. That helped me to become a speaker because I was willing to embarrass myself and stand in front of people to audition to try to be a singer. It gave me the
Mhm.
confidence to stand on that stage and speak, even though I stuttered. I have a gap. I was overweight. I had the confidence. So it all
Yes.
parallels. So it does matter, even if you're not good at it. There's still a lesson in it. So that's something I want you all to do. If you are struggling with that, look at those three things and start being honest with yourself. And then you're going to start being able to identify different ways that you can start to make money. So yes, that's my
Wow. That was a mouthful right there. Thank you so much. I'm trying to tell you, you just spoke to me. I don't know about nobody else, but you just spoke to me. Now, thank you for that. Thank you for all your nuggets. Thank you for coming. We appreciate you so much. Y'all go and support her. Go and
thank
support
you.
her. Y'all, I know that y'all, a lot of y'all out there need her. So go and support her. Thank you so much. We're going to stay in contact with you
Absolutely.
and you continue to prosper and be in good health. Thank you so much. Have a
Thank you
good
so
evening.
much. You do the
You're
same.
welcome.
Bye
Thank
bye.
you.
Good night.
Bye bye. Good night. But that's it for tonight, guys. We'll see you all next week. Have a good night.
Entrepreneurs, experts, Christian relationship experts, that is. People in ministry that have a phenomenal story, all kinds of business owners from restaurants to beauty to financial side. We are looking for it all.